Hello everyone, I'm Mónica from eLab, shifting to Spanish now, cambio el español. Acá continúo con la guía de todo el vocabulario, frases, phrasal verbs de la película Groundhog Day. En esta escena, esta es una nueva escena y dice así. Phil wakes up the day after Groundhog Day to discover that it's Groundhog Day again. Okay, and the first word here is or note is Miami Beach. What is this, Miami Beach? A famous beach in Florida known for warm weather. Chapped lips. Cracked and dry lips, often as a result of cold or windy weather. Mess with me. Don't mess with me, pork chop. To mess with someone is a colloquial way of saying to annoy, to make somebody angry, or give them problems. So he's saying here, don't mess with me. Do you ever have deja vus, Mr. Lancaster? Deja vu. This is a word imported from the French language, a critical term in this movie. Central, essential. A French word widely used in English for the sensation that you have already been through or experienced something before, literally already seen. Deja vu. Good. Cobbler's Knob. It's another word that will appear in the movie. A place in town where the Groundhog Festival will happen. Next, sure as heck. I sure as heck remember you. Added to express emotion, but a pretty conservative version of the more common sure as hell. Heck and hell are synonymous here. To express emotion to the phrase, I remember you. Sharp as a tack today. Sharp as a tack. A silly expression meaning alert in a good mental and in good mental shape. Tack. Tack is an object like a nail. Then ain't. I got the feeling you ain't got any insurance. Ain't is a very ungrammatical way to say, in this case, haven't. Ain't, haven't, very ungrammatical but widely used. It's a doozy. Watch out for that step. Watch out for that first step. It's a doozy. A not uncommon expression meaning it's extraordinary. It's a doozy. Or in this case, in the case of a step or paddle, it's dangerous. It's a doozy. It's dangerous. Next one, forecast. Waiting for the forecast. In this case, referring to the weather prediction, the weather forecast. Sport. Yeah, sport. I know. There's a blizzard. Sport is a nickname for someone may use, but it's rare. Nickname. Like Monica Money, all right? Or Patricia Teacher, right? That's a nickname. Needle nose head. A very stupid insult, never used. Next one, sticky buns and heaven. Sticky buns are type of sweet breakfast pastry. If something is just heaven, it's especially good or wonderful. racking my brain or rack my brain. I'm racking my brain. To rack one's brain is to think extremely hard, to concentrate, to use the focalized attention. Why would make up here? Why would you make up something like this? In this case, to make up something is to lie about it, to um, say something that is not real, that is a fantasy, to invent something, to create something as a fantasy, but it's not real, to make something, to make up something. You're a producer, come up with something, come up. A common colloquial way to say create, or in this case, to think of an answer. Come up with something. Come on, think of us a new idea. Come up with a new idea. Altoona. A blizzard was going to hit Altoona, a small city in Pennsylvania. Okay. Next scene. Phil looks for answers to see why he's going crazy. Okay. Um, there were tumors, aneurysms, okay, similar to Spanish. These here there are two medical terms, CAT and MRI. Two medical devices used to explore the human brain. Then veterinary, we know this word, similar to Spanish. The line in the movie is, it wasn't veterinary psychology. Piña colada, similar to Spanish. Sea otters, very cute marine animals, often called sea lions. We have them here in Mar del Plata. Here we have an expression, is the glass half empty or half full? To see a glass as half full is to be an optimist. That's my type. While to see it as half empty is to be a pessimist. A common metaphor used for many situations in life. Okay. The next one that will appear in the movie is sums it up. That sums it up for me. To sum up something is to summarize it, to summarize its most important points, to make a synthesis. Another expression here, friends don't let friends drive drunk. A common expression and a good idea, right? If we drink, we don't drive. And my friends don't let me drive if I'm drunk. Next one, swerve. I'm betting he's going to swerve first. To swerve is a dramatic verb meaning to turn suddenly if you're driving, for example, often while driving, okay? To avoid a collision. Another expression, let me handle this. Let me take care of this. Next, throw caution to the wind. I like to see a man of advanced years throw caution to the wind. A poetic way to say take a major risk. Cholesterol, similar to Spanish. Love handles, this is a good one. A great term for the extra fat that many people have around their hips. Next, floss. I don't even have to floss. To floss is to clean between teeth with dental floss, waxed string. Vile and Sir Walter Scott. Okay, vile is a strong word for filthy, disgusting, or morally despicable. And Sir Walter Scott is a famous British poet. He's the author of this quote, vile dust from which he sprang. This is what Rita tells Phil. Next one, defining characteristic. A good way to refer to one's most important quality or feature. Egocentric is your defining characteristic, or could be joyful is your defining characteristic. One's most important quality or feature or trait, personality trait. Doggy bag. What you ask for in a restaurant if you want to take home leftovers food. A totally inappropriate thing to request. Sorry, a totally appropriate thing to request. Okay, in our culture it's not so common, but it's completely appropriate in Anglo-Saxon cultures. Okay, grow on me will appear next. This town is starting to grow on me. If something grows on a person, this means that they have started to like it. Bon appetit. Okay, we know this one. Enjoy your food. Next scene. Phil learns the advantages of knowing the future before it happens. This is great. Okay, Nancy Taylor, the name of a woman Phil pretends to have known from school. It's not true. He pretends to have known in order to go out with her, to date her. Lincoln High School, we mentioned this before. We have mentioned this before at the beginning of the guide. Then prom. I even asked you to the prom. An American tradition here too. In Latin American cultures, a formal school dance at the end of the school year and a very important social event. Okay, next one, sprouted. I was short and I sprouted. To sprout is to grow a lot quickly. It usually refers to plants, but we can use it for people too. Gosh, I should have known. A colloquial way to begin a sentence which expresses emotion or surprise. A somewhat conservative or dated word, outdated. Gosh, we use oh god, other ones. Yes, gosh is as it says here in the guide, outdated. Okay, next one. Wish me luck. A useful or uncommon expression used before you go off to try and do something difficult. Okay, before that, we say before doing something difficult, oh, wish me luck. Same as in Spanish. Okay, we have one night stand. Maybe you know this one. Whatever. This is very frequent in English. And the quote is Nancy, Rita, whatever. A funny and widely used word which you would say when you are not exactly sure of the accuracy or truth of what you just said. Whatever. Teenagers use this word a lot. Okay. Gust. A gust of wind. A gust is a sudden burst. Then bright. Stand there with a not so bright look on your face. Bright is a good word for intelligent. Okay, it's not the literal meaning. Bright, intelligent. Synonyms. Roll. Can I have a roll of quarters? Coins are given out by banks in $20 rolls. Okay, here in our culture too. Bronco. Call me Bronco is the next quote. A nickname associated with the American West. Bronco is a semi-wild horse. Okay, it's a type of horse, semi-wild. This is field humor. Call me Bronco. Okay, adults. We know this word. Two adults, I guess. Movie tickets are sold here, referring to movie tickets, are sold as adult or children. Uh, Tickets for children are more expensive in this context, of course. Another expression is this for real? A great way to express cynicism while essentially asking, is it really happening or am I dreaming this? Is this for real? Good. Let's move on. Next scene. Phil gets to know Rita like never before, but still miscalculates on how to move forward. You, your perfect guy? What is your perfect guy? He's kind, sensitive, and intelligent. Your perfect guy. This is a person who would make a perfect boyfriend or husband. Perfect guy. Poopy diapers. Okay. Maybe you know this one. Then van. The van still won't start. A type of covered truck with side doors and paneling. Okay, like we call them here traffic, una traffic, for example. That's a van. The next one is on the rocks. Mm, Jim Beam and a sweet vermouth on the rocks with a twist. This is a drink. Jim Beam is a brand name for hard liquor, and vermouth is a type of liquor. I love this one. I have it when I go out for dinner. Um, it's not served in all restaurants, but here in town, in some restaurants, it's served, and it was offered in the past before a meal. Mhm. Drinks served on the rocks are served with ice and with a twist, probably means served with lemon or lime. A twist. Um, Another expression. Next one. What should we drink to? It is common to drink to something in order to celebrate or honor it. Hmm? Next one. Small town people are more real. Perhaps a way to say people from small towns are friendlier. Mhm. Yak. White chocolate. A childlike way saying that's gross. Still a cool word for adults. Yak. Mm, Gross. Ugh. Mm. And it's cool if adults use it. Okay. They sound younger, let's say. Go with the flow. I like to go with the flow. To go with the flow is to do what is easiest, okay, not to get complicated, or perhaps what makes people happy. Hmm? Okay, let's just do let's go with the flow. Let's do what he or she or they want and not oppose, not oppose what somebody's wishes. Or okay, next one, bold. So bold of you to choose 19th century French poetry. Bold is a good adjective meaning courageous. Broadcasting is the next one. You weren't broadcasting. You weren't in broadcasting. Refers to television and radio, right? Assassin, well, similar to Spanish. This is, of course, not literal. It's a joke. He's kidding here. Rita, I think, says this expression, hey, an assassin. Um, okay, then longs to long to. He longs to kiss your lips. Here, lyrics in a song, to long to do something, is a poetic way of saying wants to do something very much, to long to do something very much. Sorry, to long to do something is to wish to do something, want to do something very much. Amazed is the next one. I'm not easily amazed, a common and usually adjective meaning impressed or astonished. Lovely, okay, this is a very common British English, word in British English for meaning pretty or beautiful. It's lovely. For things and people. Baudelaire, a famous French poet and writer. Sill. I got ice cream on the windowsill, the horizontal base or ledge of the window. Sill. Spoil. Let's not spoil it. Note that you can spoil food as well as an entire day or event, okay? Or a person also. Okay, setup. The whole day has been one big setup. As a noun, a setup is a well thought out plan to put somebody in a compromise or vulnerable situation. That is to say, this means example, that is to say, here, a setup to seduce Rita. Okay, fudge. No white chocolate, just fudge, a type of delicious chocolate candy. Yummy. Foster kids. I want to have lots of kids. Adopt foster kids. Children that are temporarily placed with a family before they are given back to their real parents or permanent adopting parents. Foster kids. Okay. Next scene. Growing tired of the same old day, Phil decides that the groundhog itself is the source of his problems. So we have the word pitiful. This is pitiful. Pitiful is a sad word meaning pathetic or worth of pity. Then freezing their butts off to worship a rat. 1,000 people freezing their butts off to worship a rat. A funny line. To freeze one's butts off is a crude and colloquial way to say freezing. To worship is to honor like a god. He's being cynical here. Hype. What hype? Hype is a common word for excessive publicity, often implying manipulation. Okay, blah, blah, blah. A sarcastic way to imply that whatever else needs to be said is not important enough to explain in detail. So we stop saying what we are saying and we say blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's not important than what I have to say. So we finish the speech, what we are saying with these three words, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then get the word out to tell someone. Get the word out, tell someone. Then snapped. He must have just snapped. To snap is a colloquial verb meaning to go crazy. To lose one's mind. To snap literally means to break suddenly with a cracking sound. Okay. Then the hell. What the hell is he doing? A slightly crude but very common colloquial term that adds emotion or anger to the WH question. Okay. Is of course politically incorrect or not polite. Our public is the next quote. What mustn't keep our public waiting? We mustn't keep our public waiting. One way to say our fans. Note the contracted form of must not, mustn't. Okay. Next scene. Phil tries to convince Rita of the dilemma he faces. First quote here, it's showtime, a way to suggest you are about to provide people with a lot of good entertainment. So before that, we say it's showtime. Hmm? And we do something funny. Oh, nuts. A less crude way to say, oh, shit. Okay, the next one. I'm good, not the God. I'm God, sorry, not the God. Put here the to show feels excellent demonstration of the difference between the two English articles a and the. I'm a God, not the God. A is an indefinite article, and the is a definite article. Then we have the word folks. You ready, folks? You folks ready to order? A slightly old-fashioned word for people and sometimes parents. Stabbed. I've been stabbed, electrocuted, buried. To stab someone is a violent verb meaning to push a knife into them. Okay, second thoughts. They are getting married, but she's having second thoughts. If someone has second thought, it means that they may change their mind, often used when people get married or buy a house. To have second thoughts, to be not so sure, not fully sure about it. Um, Omnipotent, okay, similar to Spanish. Then we have houseboat, a large wooden deck with a houseboat, a boat that's used as a home, often with bedrooms, kitchen. Okay, easy. Um, Eternity. Okay, jerk. This is a non-polite word. You'll treat me like a jerk again. A useful word for idiot, fool, moron, depending on the context. Okay, moron appeared at the beginning of the movie. Now jerk, same vocabulary. Then curse. The same vocabulary mean that Phil is not very polite, and he allows himself to say all these words and relate to people in this way. Next one, maybe it's not a curse. A curse is the bad luck or evil that comes from an appeal by a witch. Okay, upbeat. Gosh, you're an upbeat lady. Upbeat is a good word for optimistic or happy. Upbeat, used sarcastically here, of course. Then you rat, a pretty strong insult. Okay, similar to Spanish. Swear. To swear means both to promise as well as to use obscene language. Some words are just very versatile, are very versatile in English. Take your pick. One way to say choose which one you'd like. You choose. Um, okay, ciao, a very European Italian way to say goodbye. How she look. Note that in rapid speech the auxiliary verb does can be dropped, omitted. How does she look would be. Ice sculpting, sculpture made by carving ice before it melts. And one of the last scenes, Fields continue to learn the advantages of knowing the future. Call in. Can you call in sick? To call in sick is to tell your employer that you're too sick to work. Okay, passed away. To pass away is a common euphemism meaning to die. Okay, then we have the word here touched. Man, you touched me. Know that you can touch someone physically or here emotionally. Okay, we use the same word. In this context, emotionally.